What's happening, folks? Kevin here from SportsBoxBreaks.com, coming at you live Saturday afternoon, December 7th, 2019. We are busting open another case of 2019 Bowman Draft Baseball Jumbo. And this is going to be Bowman Draft Jumbo break number 3. This is the regular Jumbo, not the Super Jumbo. Who has who in the break? Arizona Diamondbacks going to Derek S. The Atlanta Braves going to John G. The Baltimore Orioles going to Jamie E. The Boston Red Sox going to Chris G. The Chicago Cubbies, John G. Chicago White Sox going to Frank P. Cincinnati Reds going to Jeffrey P. The Cleveland Indians going to Frank P. Colorado Rockies, Matthew G. Detroit Tigers going to Jeremy T. Houston Astros going to Chris G. 2 in a row after that. Kansas City and the Los Angeles Angels also belong to Chris G. Los Angeles Dodgers going to Casey D. The Miami Marlins going to Jeremy T. Milwaukee Brewers, Travis S. Minnesota Twins going to Mark C. New York Mets going to Jeremy T. New York Yankees, John G. The Oakland A's going to Frank P. The Philadelphia Phils going to Chris L. Pittsburgh Pirates going to Bill M. San Diego Padres going to Calvin C. San Fran Giants, Cameron R. Seattle Mariners going to Jonathan S. The St. Louis Cardinals going to David C. Tampa Bay Rays, Chris G. Texas Rangers, Jeremy T. Toronto Blue Jays going to Derek S. And the Washington Nationals do not have an owner because the Nationals have no cards represented in the case whatsoever. So the Washington Nationals are not sold. Okay, here we go, guys. Another full 8-box case. You get every single card pulled. All cards will be shipping. So we will be showcasing and taking time to look at the anything colored with numbering, and obviously the autos, any kind of inserts. But to get through this at somewhat of a reasonable pace, we do have to kind of fan through some of them. So bear that in mind, guys. These already take the better part of 90 minutes. Oh, there we go. 8 boxes. Back to back of these. Let's count them. 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. If my math serves me correctly, that's 8. All right, let me make a stack here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Over to the side, I've got the first round draft pick guys sorted alphabetically by their name, just so I can do a quick little cross-reference as we're going when we pull some of these hits to see if they're high-value ones, because I'm not familiar with the draft class, so we'll get more familiar as we go. Oh, we got a box topper. Finally got a box topper, guys. The funny thing is, in the product write-up on David Adams and a bunch of other sites, it claims that each box has a topper, but that's not the case. It's like, I don't know, 1 per 10 boxes or something. So I'll put the topper right there. We'll look at that later. It's a good start, a little box topper. And that's an empty box. What's the numbering? Vin or anybody else that's real familiar? Is it like a 1 per 10 on average? We just busted a full 8-box case a minute ago and had 0 box toppers. No, Jeffrey, it'll go to the team that's represented on the actual card itself. So whatever team that the box topper is for will be the team that gets it. I'm assuming the toppers must have a greater value this year since they're more scarce than they have been. Especially if it's an autograph topper. All right, here we go. First stack, first box. Let's see some good stuff. I don't even have to. Oh, I guess I do. I put my camera back on autofocus. So let's get the camera refocused in on the close-up shot. That looks kind of good. We could adjust if needed again. All right, here we go. Again, all cards will be shipping to you guys. So when I fan through these paper cards that have no coloring, it's just to get through them in a reasonable time frame. Here's a franchise futures for Pittsburgh. What do we got? Colorado Rockies. I see blue coming up. All right, it's not the auto. Draft progression right here for the White Sox. Berger, Madrigal, and Vaughn, and then a blue of Blake Walston for Arizona to 150. Autos in here somewhere. There it is. It came right up. Franchise futures from Miami, and then the autos directly behind it for the Twins. Twins going to Mark. Matt Wallner. Matt Wallner coming your way, Mark. I'm looking in the list of number 1 picks here. You can see me scrolling it. I have them sorted alphabetically. TV, WWW. So Wallner not showing up in there, but still very nice pull in the first auto of the break so far for the Twins. Okay, back to the chromes. And here is a purple paper of Bryant Packard, 250, Detroit. Draft pick breakdown. Okay, one stack is down. As we go through each stack, I'm probably going to take a second to just offload them to my little side table to keep space going on my main table here. All right, second stack. Got a draft progression for the Pirates and then a 30th anniversary Bowman for Texas right here. Where are we at? 2 hours and 47 minutes so far since we started the session today, guys. We started at noon my time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Appreciate you guys coming out. Here's orange, guys. Is that an orange? No, I was going to say, is that an orange auto? It's not, but it's an orange. And it is Will Wilson. Will Wilson. And that's a first rounder right there. Los Angeles Angels. You can see I've got him highlighted. Will Wilson. Pick number 15 for the Angels. Los Angeles Angels. Chris, there you go, buddy. Chris G. 21 out of 25 orange. Will Wilson. Congrats. And here it is, guys. Reds on the board with the Reese Hines. Let's look for Hines in my number 1 list. GHJ. So Hines is not the number 1 list, but still the Reds scoring one here. That's going to Jeffrey. There you go. Jeffrey's in the house. Watching it go down live. Congrats, sir. Got a franchise futures for Detroit. Got a Joey Bart, San Francisco. Okay, that stack is down. I'm going to put that to the side for a minute. I'm going to go through this stack. Got a franchise future, San Diego. What do we got? Brock Death Rage, $4.99 for Detroit. Death Rage. I see gold, folks. We got gold coming up. So in this box, we pulled orange. Now we're going to pull a gold. And here it comes. And it's the auto. Boom. Antoine Kelly. And I'm looking to see if he falls in the first round list. George Kirby, Langoliers, Cody Lee. So not on the first round list, but very nice gold auto in box number 1. Milwaukee. That's Travis. That is you, sir. Congratulations. Nice hit. Gold auto. Whew. Got a draft progression. We got a purple of Ryan Weathers to 250. You guys still out there? Did I lose an audience? I'm showing about 10 people still active. Everybody's being real quiet. All right, guys, let me offload these cards. We're going to get into box number 2. There we go. Travis is chiming in saying nice on that hit. So I know you guys haven't fallen asleep on me out there. Okay, let's do this box. We'll keep chipping down this this side right there that we're working through. Do we have a box topper? We do not. No box topper in the second box. I need one. Kathy and I were talking about going out later. I was telling you guys when I first started. I don't know, man. Unless I get a 1 hour or a 90-minute power nap in there, I don't know that that's happening. Feeling pretty crappy. She was just sick for like 4 days straight, and somehow I didn't get it. Yeah, Jeffrey, you're right. All right, here we go. Next stack. Let's see what we got. Let's see what's coming down the pike. Franchise Futures San Diego. Here comes green, guys. Not green guys, but green, comma, guys. We got a draft progression, San Diego, and then it's MJ Melendez, green to 99 for Kansas City. All right, I think we're still due our auto, right? All right, it should be coming up. Is it right behind this franchise futures? Is it? Is it? It is. It is for the Reds, refractor auto. I just realized I'm holding them up here and the camera's down here. Refractor auto to $4.99. Nick Lodolo for the Reds. And that is pick number 7. Boom, there we go. Pick number 7 for the Reds. And Jeffrey, that is you, buddy. There you go. First round draft pick number 7. Green guys is like the blue man. Nice one, Jeffrey. Very nice. Very nice. Congrats. Nice hit, Jeffrey. Nice hit. Lick Nadolo. I can just completely flip-flop the letters of his first and last name. And there he is again. Okay, that's one stack. Let me offload this stack and we'll get into the next two. Curious to see what that box topper is. We'll wait until we get through the entire case and then reveal any box toppers that were pulled at the very, very end. Sound like a plan? I like that plan. All right, got a purple paper DL Hall for Baltimore. Draft progression Toronto. There it is again. Victor looking menacing in his black on black on black. I like the look though. You see more and more new cars coming out with that color scheme. Black on black on black. Black wheels. Black paint. Black everything. Black like emblems. You see a lot of the Jeeps in that color scheme. Brand new, like not customized for that look. You guys want your mind blown? You might actually know this, but I had my mind blown recently by discovering what the term Jeep, and I interrupt this to bring on a class of 2019 George Kirby. Boom. George Kirby to 250. Very nice. And that is, what, number 20 pick, George Kirby, Seattle. Seattle going off to Jonathan S. Very nice. To 250. 250. I was watching something, they were talking about World War II, and they were talking about the CJ1 or the Willys or whatever it was considered, like the Jeeps. Then, before they became a commercial vehicle here in the U.S., like, for private purchase. And they mentioned what the word Jeep actually means. And I was like, wait a second, how did I never know this? So Jeep. You guys know what it means? Yeah, they showed like the big wooden crates that they would send the Jeeps over. Might have even been the Korean War where they first introduced them. And they would have to kind of assemble them from parts. Like it would be like, the frame and the chassis and everything was fully assembled and ready to go. They would have to put like the wheels and they'd have to put like stuff on it that didn't come over in the crate, but it stands for just enough essential parts. Or at least it once stood for that, because now that certainly can't be deemed accurate anymore. Franchise futures for the Braves. Unless they were having a little revisionist history with that, just enough essential parts. But I don't know. I had a little mind blown moment. Like, wait, is that real? Research position players are 72% more likely to make it in the majors than pitchers. Makes sense. $4.99, Boston. Also, military term snafu. I don't know if I do know the breakdown for snafu. I think I see blue in here, folks. Yeah, blue paper maybe coming up. Yeah, there it is. What do we got? Seattle to 150. Brandon Williamson, blue paper. And right behind it, boom, Kendall Williams. Kendall Williams. Toronto auto. Toronto going to Derek. Derek S. on the ownership of the Toronto spot. There you go, bud. Situation normal. Oh, I have heard that before. Did not stick in my mind. Snafu. Situation normal. All effed up. Or FUBAR. Draft progression. Marlins. Then a 30th anniversary of Franco. All right, another box is down. We did look at these. I'm questioning myself by not offloading them every time, but yeah. I've been doing one offload and then the next two, so we looked at all of them. Situation normal. You know what situation was not normal? Getting like quasi food poisoning from hot wings. Not cool. Not cool. All right, next box. We're going right here. Box topper? Nope, no box topper. Only one so far. Empty box. Eat more beef. Yeah, I mean, I eat my fair share of beef. Don't get me wrong. I am a carnivore. No Impossible Burgers for this guy. We went to a pretty good steakhouse a couple nights ago. If you guys make it out to Vegas, let me know ahead of time. I'll give you some suggestions for places that are off strip, but pretty close to the strip. I was telling you guys in the chat about Herbs and Rye one time, and Herbs and Rye is great. It's a craft cocktail bar / steakhouse, and it's, you know, widely known to be, I think it's like one of the top 20 or lower number cocktail bars in the country. It's like won all kinds of awards. It's fantastic. Well, they opened up a second property called Cleaver over by the old Las Vegas Hilton, which is now the Westgate. It's right over there. And Cleaver is awesome. So if you guys make it out to Vegas, highly suggested hit up one of those two places or both. Heart Attack Grill. I might actually have a heart attack if I went there, Travis. They might be putting the automatic defibrillator on me by the time I leave. Rare Hamburger. You guys remember? So, you know, I'm in my 40s, now my late 40s. And when I was a kid, going to McDonald's, like the quarter pounder was like the best. And they would serve it in the styrofoam containers, the like yellow styrofoam containers. And there'd be like a pool of blood in the bottom of the styrofoam container because they were just like taking it fresh off the grill and it was still a little bit rare. And let me tell you, man, those quarter pounders from Mickey D's in the 70s were like the bomb. Now they're just like a dried up mess, if you ask me. But like, going back to those years, talking about rare burgers, oh, it was way better in the styrofoam. People that have never had that don't even know what they're missing. Draft progression of the Mets. What do we got? Jackson Cower to 99. Green for KC. Yeah, the old styrofoam days were like the shit. In a good way, that is. No blood in rare. It's the juices. They have, Jason introduced me to it. I never heard of like the Pittsburgh style. So they ask you how you want your steak cooked. You say rare, medium rare, what have you. Franchise futures for Pittsburgh. Speaking of the Pittsburgh style. So Pittsburgh is like charred on the outside, but rare on the inside. And these steakhouses I'm talking about, Cleaver and Herbs and Rye, actually provide that as one of the choices for how to get your steak prepared. Never saw Pittsburgh style anywhere on a menu before that. Most places are pretty afraid to do any kind of rare cooking, right? For fear of being sued. And here comes some purple auto action. Franchise futures in front of it. And we got a Cameron Misner purple auto to 250. 08 out of 250 is Cameron Misner in our round one list. LMP. Nope, it's still very nice. Miami on the board, and that's going to Jeremy. Nice one, Jeremy. Nice one, Jeremy. Drain all the blood. There used to be a slaughterhouse right in my hometown. And like as kids, we'd be riding our bicycles around this slaughterhouse, and you could actually almost like see inside what they're doing. It was quite disturbing. Quite disturbing. Yeah, Pittsburgh style. I never heard of it either. Jason saw it on the menu, and Jason was out here back in May, and he was like, oh my God, and he got it. He actually got his steak cooked Pittsburgh style and loved it. But he knew of it already. But he said he never sees it on a menu anywhere, and I never did. Okay, that's one stack here, folks. One stack. Offload. See, I love these conversations where we get talking about all kinds of food. These are the best. Got to keep the convo entertaining, right? The blood comes out blue. Ooh, man. I remember at these slaughterhouses, they had like an air gun with like a piston that would shoot out. And that's how they actually would kill the cow. Like in the back of the skull, I think. Not to get too graphic. Not to get too graphic, but I'm pretty sure that's how they did it. Anthony Siegler got a draft progression for the Miami Marlins. I've never had it. I've never had escargot. You know what I've also never had? I've never had foie gras, which is now being banned in some states, right? Foie gras is being banned because don't they just fatten up the duck to like get the is it pancreas? What is it? Foie gras. They fatten it up, and it's like somewhat inhumane how they actually get the foie gras produced. And now certain states, I think New York State is actually banning it. It's still out here. Fatty duck liver. Yes, exactly, right? I see orange again, guys. There's orange. Check that out. I'm pretty sure that's orange and a gold wave behind it. Whoa. Yeah, never had foie gras. They have foie gras toppings at Cleaver, the steakhouse I was talking about. All right, here we go, guys. What the heck is coming up here? Okay, so it's an orange paper for the Rockies of Aaron Shunk. Aaron Shunk. Orange to 25. Colorado Rockies in the break belongs to Matthew G. And here we go. And it's gold wave for Detroit. And that is pick number 5, Riley Green. Beautiful. There it is. Let's see. Riley Green, pick number 5 on the draft. 25 out of 50. Detroit, and this one belongs to Jeremy. Nice. Very nice hit, Jeremy. Detroit Tigers. Riley Green to 50, buddy. Gold wave. That's awesome. An orange followed by a gold wave auto of a first rounder. Convo is more interesting than the box, than the cards. Although this box was pretty hot, so it might be on equal footing. Oh, sliding down. There we go. And draft progression followed by a purple of Spencer Brickhouse to 250 D-backs. Okay. So who is draft pick number 1? Let's go by pick. Adley Rutschman, Baltimore Orioles, right? Bobby Witt, Vaughn. You can see where I'm looking here. The Wikipedia list is actually pretty cool. You can just sort it by... You can click the top header and sort it by name or sort it by pick number. All right, one sec here, guys. We're going to get into that third stack. Here we go. Third stack. Where are we at? 30 minutes on the time so far, so pretty much on par. Going to have to cook some steak tonight, I know. Where do you guys get your steak from? So we were getting... Actually, Costco and Sam's Club have pretty good ribeyes, believe it or not. Although the stuff from Sam's Club lately has been a little bit gristly, so I've been staying away from getting stuff there. Matthew Thompson, White Sox, Sparkle. But the stuff from Costco is still pretty good. I'm too cheap to go to like a high-end butcher just to grill up on my back patio. Sometimes, occasionally I will. You son of a bitch, you. There's a couple decent butchers here in the neighborhood. I'll have to try some of them. All right, there's Riley Green again. We got a paper sticking to that chrome. Private butcher shop or more of a supermarket / club place? You go to the butcher shop? I used to be a big New York strip guy, and I gave up New York strip and almost primarily only eat ribeyes now. All right, I interrupt this steak talk for some San Diego autographs. Joshua Mears. And I'm looking to see, does Joshua fall on the first round list? Not the first round list, but San Diego scoring one. San Diego going to Calvin. There you go. Very nice. Very nice. Last year we went to, so Kathy's birthday is in January. And we went out for like, a pretty high-end dinner for her birthday. We went to Craft Steak at MGM Grand. And they have the Wagyu, and what's the Americanized version of the Wagyu on there? Seth Beer, 30th. So I was just going to get a regular ribeye, and I kind of like, let's try the Wagyu. I mean, it was expensive. I want to say the steak was $170 or something ridiculous for one steak, but man, it was pretty goddamn delicious. Excuse my French. Wife only eats farm-raised organic, so has the best options. Okay. All right, here we go. This box represents halfway point, fellas. Halfway. Topper? No box topper. So far, 1 out of 4. In the previous case, 0 out of 8. Are there reds? I can't remember. Are there reds in this one, or are there not reds? One of them has red, and one of them doesn't. Oh, it's so spendy. Like, the actual Japanese, like, Wagyu is even, like, twice as expensive. I got, what's the Americanized version? The Americanized version is called something different. I can't remember. I saw some people preparing the Wagyu, and it's so marbleized that it almost, like, liquefies as they cut it raw. Yeah, craft steak was really good. We also, I want to say last year for my birthday, we went to another steakhouse. Steakhouses are kind of our jam. There's so many good steakhouses in Vegas. That's one thing you will not see a lack of here is steakhouses. We went to Old Homestead at Caesars. It's pretty good. Michael Jordan's, 150. Yeah, I've eaten at a couple Michael Jordan steakhouses. I've eaten at the one inside Grand Central Station in New York City. That was an awesome steakhouse. That was a great steakhouse, Jordan's. I know there's one inside. Is there one inside Mohegan Sun, Connecticut? I think there's one inside Mohegan Sun, Connecticut. All right, here we go. There's Kobe Steak. Okay, Kobe and yeah, okay. Yes. Kobe beef and Wagyu. Or the Wagyu, whatever they consider it. All right, franchise futures, a D-backs. Yeah, the Michael Jordan's inside of Grand Central in New York City. If it's still even there, it's been a million years since I've been there. Such a cool setting. You're overlooking the whole like big terminal of Grand Central as you're eating steak. It's crazy. Draft pick breakdown of Andrew Vaughn. Guys, I see gold paper coming up there. This is a hot case. We're pulling a lot of good color out of this one. All right, here we go. There it is. Sammy Siani for Pittsburgh. I'm looking on my list here to see if he's a first rounder. Sammy Siani, Pittsburgh, gold paper, 14 out of 50. Pittsburgh going to Bill. Bill M. Bill, I don't know if you're still hanging out, buddy, but there's a little something, something. And right behind it is the Angels again with the Will Wilson. Will Wilson. And that is a first rounder. I think we pulled him earlier in the case, right? Pick number 15 in the first round. Will Wilson, Angels on the board for Chris G. There you go, Chris. Numbering to 499, refractor. Let's keep going. Jordan's is great, just expensive, yeah. Any of those restaurants where they attach a, like a celebrity's name is attached to them, always much more pricey than they need to be, right? Just like any of the celebrity chef restaurants here in Vegas. Like Hell's Kitchen now is open in the front of Caesars. Gordon Ramsay, like, come on. You're paying like $200 for like beef Wellington or something in that place. Draft progression of the Reds. And we got a J.J. Bleday, 30th anniversary Bowman. Okay, that's one stack. Let me offload that stack. Did you guys ever eat at Peter Luger's, like the original Peter Luger's in, is it Brooklyn? I've never eaten there, but I just saw, like, it was making the news recently because people were leaving, like, shit reviews for them on Yelp or whatever, saying, like, you know, it's gone downhill in recent years, and the owners, like the current owners, I don't know if it's changed hands over the years. Peter Luger's, you know, world famous, is supposed to be like one of the best steakhouses in the world, and they were standing their ground. They weren't letting bad reviews. I've never eaten there. I'd like to, though. Next time I make it out to the East Coast and go to New York. Hard Rock Cafes at every big name invest that didn't work, yeah. Well, do you remember, like, of course, okay, Planet Hollywood exists out here now as a casino, but do you guys remember in the early 90s, like, Planet Hollywood's whole brand was supposed to be like the Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and a few other big name celebrities, supposedly, and I say supposedly because I think that was their marketing gimmick. I just pulled right at the auto, and I think it's a first rounder as well. Yeah, it sure is. Okay, let's look at this stack here first, and then we're going to see it. I'll get back to my speech about Planet Hollywood. But yeah, they had a Planet Hollywood in New York City. They had a Planet Hollywood all over the place, and they would have like all this movie memorabilia. And that was the whole shtick. And then they kind of got away from that and then branded the casino, the old Aladdin casino out here in Vegas, as Planet Hollywood. So how about it, boys? Another J.J. Bleday. Boom. Miami Marlins, pick number 4. Did we pull him in this case or the last case? We pulled him twice today, but I can't remember if it was both in this case or in the previous case. Miami going to Jeremy. Congratulations, Jeremy. Nice hit. I think it was in the previous case. Yeah, just a bunch of memorabilia. Exactly. What's funny is the Planet Hollywood Casino here in Vegas, like, unless you're looking for it, you wouldn't even know that they do have some glass cases with actual movie memorabilia in them. You have to kind of like walk around the hidden parts of the casino and look for them because they're not really out there in the middle of the casino. Yeah, previous case. I knew we pulled them. What do we got? Michael Bush to $4.99. Guys, I'm feeling a little better. Just giving you a status update. I took 3 Excedrin before I started this thing. And they're kicking in. I'm feeling a bit better. You guys are out there like, who cares, dude? Just show us the cards. Well, just letting you know. Here we go. All right, franchise futures. We got a purple directly behind it. Franchise futures of the Twins. We got a Alejandro Kirk purple to $250. I don't know if Alejandro's jersey is just all like ballooned out or if that's a... No, he's a bigger guy. He's a bigger guy. 184 out of 250. Alejandro. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that. Okay, guys, here's the question. I'm going to put it on you. So Kathy and I like 2 places here that are not on the Strip. The one place is a locals casino off the south end of the Strip called the South Point. It's a fun place. They know us. They give us good comps there, right? So the South Point's pretty fun. Got a draft progression of the Rangers. And right now, from December 5th for like 10 days, the NFR, the National Finals Rodeo, is in town. So it's like you walk in there and it's a sea of cowboy hats. And these cowboys are actually a whole lot of fun. They're sitting at the gaming table with you, you know, whooping it up. They're a fun group. Last year we went there in December and didn't even realize it was going on. And it was a lot of fun, so we want to go back and just, like, you know, be amongst all the cowboys, right? Or the second option is we go downtown tonight to our favorite place, which is the Downtown Grand. And if you guys haven't been to the Downtown Grand, I tell you, go there. It's awesome. All right, we got a franchise futures, and you can see directly behind it, we got a redemption. So let's do this. Let's leave the franchise futures and the redemption together right there just for a minute. Look at the rest of the cards. And then we'll pick it up and look at it. Yeah, Downtown Grand is right off of, is it on Ogden Street? I can't remember which street it's off. It's one street off of Fremont. It's a small place, but it's pretty classy. It's a nice little joint. Next time you guys are in Vegas, if you're down in the Fremont area and you've never been to Downtown Grand, go over there. Spend a couple bucks, like a couple $100 on gaming. They'll give you a casino host. They'll give you all kinds of free, you know, match plays and food comps. They have a nice steakhouse called the Triple George. It's not inside the casino. It's actually outside the casino. Another, like, whole different thing. All right, here we go. Here we go, guys. Franchise futures of the Orioles. And here is the redemption. You are due to receive a chrome draft pick autograph. Purple refractor parallel of Matthew Lugo. Matthew Lugo. I don't remember Lugo's team off the top of my head. So I'm going to look it up here real quick on the checklist. Matthew Lugo, Red Sox, right? Red Sox it is. Who's got them Red Sox? Red Sox is Chris G. There you go, Chris. Matthew Lugo coming your way, buddy. Comps equals a lot of money spent and a 20-year-old girl telling you what she can and can't comp. I'll tell you, down there, it's not necessarily the case. They're pretty good. Like, they actually put you at the casino host, and they're pretty generous with what they will be giving out. Now, you go to a place like the Caesars properties here in Vegas or the MGMs, they're not going to give you anything anymore unless you're spending, you know, at least $10,000 or something. If you're spending $10K or above, then they're going to give you some stuff. But if you're spending $600-700, yeah, you're lucky if you build up $3 of comps on that, right? Okay, let's get the other 4 boxes into view. And here comes the one off the top. Boom. But yeah, the Downtown Grand is great for comps. The South Point, really good for comps. If you're playing and just playing a couple $100 on a table, you could just ask the pit boss directly for some comps to the restaurants, and they'll just give them to you. And no box topper right there. Been to 6 MGMs. Yeah, it's all based on their rewards card now, right? Unless you have a host. It's just simply what you accrue on the rewards card, and that's all they're willing to give you. Travis, speaking of hosts, how have your casino hosts been? Trying to woo you back? They actually can program slots to pay out more. Like, some of the video poker machines have, like, theoretically 101% payback. Does that mean you're going to get 101% of your money back every time you sit down at that machine? No. But over the course of that machine playing like 1 million hands or whatever, you know, a bigger sample size, the machine should, based on the way it's programmed, pay out 101%. The Downtown Grand actually has video poker machines, I think, that are 101% payout. Yeah, the Grand is literally caddy corner from Pizza Rock. Here's Pizza Rock, here's Downtown Grand, like same street. And even the slots, yeah, the slots are technically supposed to be able to be programmed for higher payouts in certain places too. The casinos back in Pennsylvania, there's Mohegan Sun Pocono Downs, right? It was the first casino in the state of Pennsylvania, 2005. It's been around, you know, almost 15 years now. A lot of different expansion has happened, table games, all that business, right? Every year for a while they were getting fined by the Pennsylvania Gaming Commission because they weren't meeting their, I guess they have to give out or have to pay out a certain percentage payout based on the slot play. And they weren't meeting it. So like if it's like whatever, 80% payout is supposed to be guaranteed, their machines were programmed under 80% and were paying out less. And they were just taking the hit every year and just paying the fine rather than actually adjusting the machines to properly pay. It was in a lot of like newspapers and stuff back there, which is crazy. But they got a captive audience because they're a regional casino and they've got you there. All right, what do we got? Jimenez to 250 purple. We got a draft pick breakdown. Every week, an email or phone call from the host. Which ones are they trying to woo you to? Here to Vegas or other places? All right, I see green coming up, guys. Green, and that is the auto. Whoa. Are you kidding me? Like, it's one thing to get a duplicate auto of a player, but how about the round 4 pick? That is 2 hits from each other. We had the redemption in the middle of it, and now another JJ, and this time it's green. Green to 99. You oftentimes see duplicates of like lesser value guys. It's pretty rare you see duplicates or, you know, multiple autos of high value guys. So Miami on the board with another one for you, Jeremy. That's a beauty, man. Congrats. Nice. This is a case, quite a case. Vegas and Laughlin, and the New Orleans every now and again. I've never been in New Orleans, ever. All right, that's one stack down, guys. One sec, let me offload. Okay, second stack, here comes. You know, Jeffrey, I like interesting conversations, and I'm a chitty chatty talker kind of guy. So it's as much for me as it is for you guys. Trust me. We got a draft pick breakdown. Nick, there he is again. What did I call him before? Lick Nodolio, reversing the letters. I've already got a huge head. I've got like if I have to get a fitted baseball hat, speaking of a big head, not by ego, but by birth, I've got, like, my head is like 7 3/4. It's like a massive. And how about a blue wave? Holy crap, what a case. Franchise futures in front of it, and then a blue wave for the Rays, Seth Johnson, Mr. Johnson. I'm looking in my first round list off to the side here. I don't see Seth showing up in the Jays. But the Tampa Bay Rays is Mr. Chris G. There you go, buddy. 001 out of 150. Blue wave auto for the Rays. Nice. Never pulls a 1-of-1. I don't. Thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate it. Yeah, going back to the actual physical size of my noggin, any fitted hat I've ever purchased, I've had to get, like, I'm not even kidding you, like 7 3/4, something around there. Is that a correct size for hat sizing? Got a big noggin. It's all that brain, I like to think. Draft progression for the White Sox, and then a Joseph Ortiz. I want to say Spackle, but I'm going to really say Sparkle. All right, last little bit. Got a franchise futures, SD, San Diego. Okay, that's the second stack. I'm going to offload these too because I'm starting to confuse myself with what I've looked at and what I haven't looked at. So it's offload. Spackle. Speaking of Spackle, I plan on, so you can't really see the whole setup here, but like you can see my monitors over to the side. So the way I have my whole backdrop is a little bit hidden. You know, you can't see what's going on there. But on the back wall and the table that I'm working off of, I just bought a couple new tabletops and some folding brackets so the tabletops can actually be collapsed down and make space back in the room. So I have this whole revamp project for my SBB work area. But in doing so, we're talking about spackle. I've got like the holes in the walls is like Swiss cheese going on here. So I'm going to have quite a bit of spackling job before I even start like buzzing holes back in the walls again. That'll be sometime during the week. I'll start taking that project on. When I have at least 2 or 3 nights in a row, I'm not going to be doing breaks. And here it is, guys. LA Dodgers with the Cody Hosey? LA Dodgers, and he is a first rounder as well. We're pulling all the first rounders. There he is. Pick number 25 for the Dodgers, Casey D. Casey D has him. Another first rounder. Keep it rolling. 3 boxes left after this one, guys. There's Nick again. That's purple paper to 250. Is that where they flip houses, Jeffrey? I've never seen this show. I think I've heard of it, though. They flip, like, foreclosed houses and stuff. So Vegas was hit, like, super hard in the whole mortgage crisis thing back in 07, 08. Although that's kind of since come back around. Prices have regulated and actually gone higher than the national standard here in Vegas, which is a little bit disheartening because, you know, I moved here in 2017, really didn't have any intention of buying anything for at least a while. For the majority of my adult life, I've owned, multiple houses. Not multiple houses at the same time, but I've owned houses. And this is the first time in like 25 years that I've rented. I kind of like the freedom of it, like the whole idea that, hey, when the lease comes up, you can just go somewhere else. Although moving absolutely stinks. So that's not fun. Optic number 4 is coming up next. T-Wolves. I think that was the team, right? You snagged them up. Minnesota. Yeah, I've never seen that show, but I probably enjoy it. Wow. I don't know where they're getting them. They must be getting them in like some shit neighborhoods, I suppose, because like my direct neighborhood, right? If you look on, I'm not going to say it during the YouTube video, but if you guys just look at any package that's come to you from me here in Vegas and look at the return shipping label and, you can see the address and see where it is. So I am in what's considered the southwest part of town, which is a bit newer. It's a bit newer section of Vegas. But like they have probably, so there's these companies, America West is one of them. There's several of them. What they'll do is buy huge parcels of land, right? And then build like hundreds of spec homes based on like the same 3 or 4 different house plans. So these neighborhoods, like the one I live in, like my house looks like this, the house next to it looks like another style, but then you go like 4 houses away and the styles repeat again. So they build up these neighborhoods like a planned community almost, and then sell all the houses. So they're not custom built anymore out here. Just basically lifestyle change, Jeffrey. I lived in Pennsylvania the majority of my life. I lived in San Francisco for a year or so back in like 99, 2000 era. Just, again, for no specific reason, I was doing internet stuff back then too. So I was able to basically live anywhere. But yeah, moved out here really for lifestyle change. I've always had a fascination with the whole Vegas area, not just the gambling aspect of it, but the 300 days of sunshine. There's no state tax. There's quite a bit of perks, like reasonably affordable cost of living out here for, a bigger city area. I was definitely done with the weather back in Pennsylvania, that's for sure. Franchise futures for the Twins. You're looking at it, buddy. This is the real job. This is it right here. Believe it or not, this is all encompassing. Jason maintains a job outside of this, but he, so Jason, the other half of the operation, maintains, he's a college instructor, but because that's his passion. But yeah, this is it. This is the real job. All right, here we go. We got a Cameron Cannon for the Red Sox. Chris scoring another one. Yeah, my background is IT. My background is web development and marketing. So the way that, this operation formed is Jason, the other side of the operation, he's been in the collecting side for, many, many years since he was a kid. And he was getting involved into breaks on the buying side. And Jason and I were friends for a bunch of years, and he knew my background was IT and web development. And he approached me about, hey, take a look at what these guys are doing. What do you think? Can we duplicate it? Can we do it better? And I looked at a lot of the operations that were out there at the time. This is, again, going back to 2013 or so. We got a Brewer Hicklin to 150 blue paper. And I looked at them and just their website presence and a lot of stuff going on out there. And no offense to the guys that were doing it back then, but, it was pretty low end, And I was like, wow, I can develop something out that's far superior to what a lot of these guys had out there. So that's how this operation came to be. And let me tell you, man, it was slow going for a long time. Long time. Chippendales. I went to school back in the day. I went to a technical college. I went to Penn State for a while. I never finished. And then I went to a technical college for electrical engineering. So my background is actually electronics and electrical stuff, but then I just started, mid-90s, started getting involved in web development. And things just kind of progressed from there and never really looked back. So yeah, for the majority of my years working, here comes another gold. The majority of my career years, it's been mostly all self-employment in different, various web ventures. That's a gold to 50. 42 out of 50 for the Indians. Valdez. Cleveland Indians. I'm looking to see if Valdez falls on the list. He does not, but that's pretty sweet. Cleveland is who? Cleveland is Frank P. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Some might not consider that. Some people don't have the stomach for the whole self-employment gig. Travis, we love you, buddy. Some people do not have the stomach for the self-employment because, hey, it's great when things are going good. Okay, I interrupt this for a Jimmy Lewis. Jimmy Lewis auto. And I'm looking to see if Jimmy falls on the first round list. He doesn't, but that's pretty sweet. It's a refractor. And he really signed the heck out of this one, didn't he? Dodgers going to Casey. Casey B on the ownership there. Yeah, back to the not having the stomach for the self-employment. Obviously, you're only as good as how busy you are, your income. So, some people like the whole idea of that 40, 45-hour a week stable income. It's just never been my jam. Sitting in an office and, doing what other people want me to do for those 40 hours a week is not for me. Although it works for most. All right, guys, that's 2 stacks down. We're doing one more in just a second. Yeah, he did. He signed the heck out of that card, right? 1 stack plus 2 full boxes still left to bust. And we're having a great conversation. I'm enjoying it. Here we go. Got a Franchise Futures, Baltimore, Josh Wolf behind it. Travis, did Jason ever tell you about the running joke his whole family has toward him? So, for whatever reason, there's a running joke in Jason's family that Jason loves wolves. Wolves, W-O-L-V-E-S. And I don't know why or how it ever came up, but his brother constantly busts his balls about loving wolves. So, if you didn't know that, there's a little ammunition for him when he's doing the live sessions. I heard you love wolves. We got a Hunter Bishop. But, Travis, you're probably, in your particular line of work, you're not sitting, or are you actually? I guess you could be. I was going to say you're probably outside and in some nature and not sitting in a cubicle. Like in an IT world, I'd be in a cubicle, and I have been. I've been in those jobs. And how about it, guys? Another auto with color. 150 Dominic Fletcher. I'm looking to see if Dominic falls on the draft, the first round picks. He doesn't, but still very nice. That's blue to 150. 10 out of 150. Diamondbacks going to Derek. Derek S. Congrats. Congrats. All right, 30th Bowman. Victor again. All right, guys, that does it for that box. 2 boxes left, guys. 2 boxes left. Well, the last company I worked for prior to jumping into SBB full-time, I worked there for a few years, and it was an internet company, and we did websites and marketing services for tire dealers, like mostly like little private tier tire dealers all over the country, to get on the same footing as like if you're familiar with Tire Rack. So Tire Rack is a real big deal in the world of tires, people researching their own tires and all that. Still no topper. So, you know, that company grew pretty successful. And for the most part, it was a fun job. There was a lot of great people there, but it just made me realize once again how much working in that setting, like a corporate setting, even though it was small, that it was not for me. Paul, what's happening, bud? Yeah, I can do a personal box for you. I'm just finishing up this case break right now. We're down to the last 2 boxes. But if you bought a personal, I can certainly do it for you. These are the personals that are available in the yellow. I have some Prism basketball, which is absolutely crazy that we even have that in stock because it's super hot. Our prices are about $100 a box cheaper than what you can get it for. I've got 1 single box of Elite Extra. I've got some Obsidian, and I've got some Prism NFL football along with Prism Draft Picks football, collegiate. So, yes, sir, I can bust it for you tonight. Too much in the office anymore? Email corporate world kills you. All right. Let's keep going. Guys, the Super Jumbo. I was watching a little bit of Jason's Super Jumbo break. Those hanger packs. Oh, man. The last remaining case of Super Jumbo is at 14. That one's here in Vegas. So that'll probably be happening this upcoming week, depending on what day I go live after today. What is there? 3,600 cards. So almost a full 1,000 more cards than what we're looking at here. So it's a lot of cards. All right, guys, here we go. Here we go. Second from the last box. 1 stack at a time. There's a draft progression. San Diego. Got a runny nose. I hope I'm not getting like the same cold cough thing that Kathy had, because she was messed up for like multiple days. What do we got? Franchise Futures, LA Dodgers. Numbering to 499, San Francisco. That's paper. And here it is, guys. We got a little Braves love. It's a refractor auto to 499, Braden Shoemake. I'm looking on the first round list. He's not on the first round list, but very nice. Braves on the board for John. John G owns it. 156 from 499. There you go, John. And guys, if you're hanging out there and you're watching on YouTube and you never took the opportunity to click on that subscribe, do us a favor, guys. Click subscribe. It costs nothing. It just builds up our community a little bigger, helps stuff get filled. Everybody's always anxious for these breaks to fill as quickly as possible, as are we. So the bigger our subscriber base, the more people show up to the live streams, and the more people in the chat during the live streams means more spots get picked up and quicker fills. You know, it's all a cumulative effort there. All right, offloading this stack. Here comes the next two. Got a draft progression. Here's a blue behind it. What do we got? Cavaco to 150. Minnesota Twins, blue to 150. 64 to 150. Got a franchise futures, Twins. So yeah, with the whole thinking I have food poisoning, I woke up in the middle of the night, right? My heart was racing so bad, I thought I was having like some kind of heart issue. Then, you know, not to be gross, but like stomach issues like crazy. And yeah, I mean, it very well could be. I don't know if food poisoning races your heart. I assume it could, because it's like a toxin in your system, right? Mets on the board with the Josh Wolf. Josh Wolf, Mets. Mets did great last time around. Jeremy's getting a little bit for the Mets this time around. Josh Wolf, Jeremy T on the ownership. Yeah, I really thought I was having a heart issue. I'm like, oh. All right, here comes green. And it's green paper to 99. Michael Massey, Kansas City. Green paper to 99. Travis, you ever see that system, speaking of, you know, keeping and selling? There was it was a scanning machine that took in, like, say these were all just like commons, right, that weren't worth, you know, a couple cents a piece. And this scanning system would actually take a bundle of cards, scan them, it would optically recognize the player on the card, and you would feed it, like, I don't know if it even recognized the card set that it was on, and it would basically create pictures and automatically create eBay listings for all of those cards. So even if the card is worth $1, like, it costs no time on your side to actually post, say, 1,500 cards or 2,000 cards, and then it had a whole cataloging system built into it where it would then build a catalog for you of your physical cards in drawers, and it would say, like, okay, you're looking for this Blake Walston, it's in drawer number 3, like row number 2, and it would actually spot them for you when you're going back once the card's sold. It was really crazy. It's been years since I've seen it, like at least 3 years or so, but I remember coming across some YouTube videos of it. I'll have to dig up. I had some emails back and forth with one of our breakers back in the day about it. Got an Andrew Vaughn. It's like if you have just a ton of base that's worth, you know, a little bit of money, you could actually extract all the money out of those base. And here it is, guys. Philadelphia Phils with a Bryson Stott. And that is a first rounder, pick number 14. Right there he is, Bryson. Pick number 14, Philadelphia. That's going to Chris L. Chris L on the ownership. Congratulations, Chris L. Yeah, I'll dig up. There was a I'll find the emails that I had on my sent emails from like 3 years ago, and I'll send you over the link if I can find them reasonably fast. You know how that is. You send an email a couple years ago, and finding it again is like, how? How do you find it again? But yeah, it was a whole cataloging system, and the physical machine part of it was like a high-speed intake scanner specifically for the size of the cards and stuff, and then a piece of software that was specifically tied into like some player database, like sports card database. So I don't know if there was like a subscription component. You would probably have to subscribe to something to have access to all that data. All right, guys, one box remaining. One to go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. We still have our box topper. Don't forget, we're going to look at that. Maybe we'll have two box toppers. The first box had one. Can the last box have one? Will they earmark the case? No. Just one box topper, guys. These toppers are quite rare. That's an empty box. Here comes the third stack. All right, here we go. Last box, guys. Let's make it a good one. I see a speckle in the mix. We'll see it shortly. All right, we got a $4.99 Darian Cruz. What do we got? Franchise Futures Dodgers. Here it comes. I see some speckle action. Okay, draft progression in front of it, and there it is. What do we got? Joshua Mirrors, San Diego, Sparkle. No break rooms in 1981. Travis used to own a shop, actually, Jeffrey. Travis owned a local card shop at one point in time. 90s, right, Travis? All right, let's find it. And there it is. There it is. Franchise Futures for the D-backs in front of it. And we got a Jack Kochinovich. I don't know. Is that the correct pronunciation? We got the Angels. Angels. Who's got him? L.A. Angels. That's Chris G. Chris G. And I'm looking at the list here to see if he falls on the first round list. He doesn't, but nonetheless, another one for you, Chris. I'm just going to call him JK. Angels on the board for Chris. Travis, you opened it while in high school. Wow. And we're dropping them. Grant McCary to 250 purple, San Francisco. Then a draft pick breakdown. Travis, was the shop your full-time gig? You know, while it was up and running until you sold it, or was it a side gig that was just a part-time open kind of thing? Freshman year. Wow. Impressive, my friend. Impressive. Whew. All right. 2 more stacks, guys. Can my voice hold up to it? I hear my voice crackling already. Franchise futures, and then a green paper to 99 for the Mets. $20 cases of 1990 Upper Deck baseball. What's the Ken Griffey Jr. year? Draft pick breakdown. Ken Griffey Jr. is still worth $100, right? The Ken Griffey Jr. rookies. Is it 88? Opened after school from 4 to 9. Weekends 10 to 9. What do we got? Rodriguez to $4.99. 3 of you from high school winning on it. And here it is, guys. Matt Cantorino for the Twins. Cantorino, does he fall in the first round list? Cantorino, I'm not finding him in the first round list, but the Twins scoring one here. That's Mark C. There you go, Mark. Minnesota scoring one. Minnesota. So between sports and school, someone was always there. That's pretty cool. Are there any local shops still in existence in your guys' area? Vegas is a weird market in the fact that it actually does still have a couple local card shops. But then again, malls are still somewhat thriving in Vegas because Vegas is just kind of a weird retail setting on an island, if you will. Draft progression Diamondbacks. CJ coming up there. CJ Abrams. All right, guys, stack number 2 is down. We have one more stack to look at, plus we need to open that box topper. I'm hoping it's an autographed box topper. That would be amazing. It'd be a great way to finish. All right, here we go. Last auto. In the last case, the last auto is probably the best of the bunch, right? I think it was. The guy bought it out and closed in 2006. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. Ian Anderson. We got a draft progression. I got like glitter all over me here from these cards and packs. Look at it. It's like I was at a strip club. And what is that? Okay, franchise futures right here, Pittsburgh. And then we got a green draft progression. All right, pretty cool. First draft progression I've seen so far with numbering. 93 out of 99 green for the D-backs. D-backs. Closest one to where you grew up is probably an hour away. One of these days, maybe sometime next week, I'm going to take a shot over to the Blez Brothers card shop, Legacy card shop over on Sahara. I see Blue Wave coming up, guys. I think that might be the auto. Don't quote me on that, but it looks like that's where it could be, and it is. Blue Wave to 150, Texas, with a Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, Texas. Jeremy's got him. Jeremy scoring a Blue Wave auto for the final auto, unless we have an auto in the box topper. But the final standard auto right there. I got speckle. Spackle all over. Paper, 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 paper. Draft progression. Then we got numbering to 150, Vince Fernandez, Colorado Rockies. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it for all the cards. Let's look at this box topper. Hopefully, we have an autoed box topper, which would be amazing. One box topper out of 8, actually out of 16 boxes today, because we opened up a full case and there was no box topper in the first one. We do have it in this one, so it's going to be San Francisco. Who's got the San Francisco spot? Cameron R does. Cameron, what do we got for you, buddy? Hunter Bishop. Let's see the front of it. Not autographed, but it's a gold. Very nice. 49 out of 50 gold, and it's a Bowman Chrome. That's pretty sweet. Hunter Bishop. And that's a first round, 10th pick, as indicated on the card. That's a pretty nice way to finish. It's not an auto, but that's definitely got some value right there. Good stuff. Pretty rare. Pretty rare. I'm going to put this back in here. Guys, thanks again for getting this filled. Right up here, you can see we have more of it right there. We got a super jumbo case filling up at 14 spots, and we got several more of the regular jumbo 8-boxers filling up on the website. So jump on in, folks. If you weren't involved in these, we'd love to see you in the next one. Thank you again.